But before we look at the East Coast and LNER, we'll go in the opposite direction and cross the sea to that part of Great Britain whose railways usually receive the least attention, Northern Ireland. If these 440s look strange but familiar, it's probably because we're at an LMS shed. Belfast York Road. Here was an outpost of the United Kingdom where the mainstream railways had independent little empires. The engine backing out is a 2P, classified as U2 here in Ireland. 10 were built at Derby in 1924, and a number of earlier U-class engines were rebuilt to the same type. An earlier generation of NCC 440s, Class A1, with its microscopic boiler, is shunted by the shed pilot. Even in 1932, the LMS hadn't eliminated all traces of the Midland in Ireland. NCC stood for Northern Counties Committee, the fourth largest Irish railway, acquired by the Midland Railway in 1903. The U2 is heading out of York Road Station with a train for Larne or Londonderry, the two principal places served by the railway, which covered the northeastern part of Ulster. Number 34 is Queen Alexandra, another Class A1. It's followed by the railway's only Sentinel shunter, number 91, acquired in 1925 and withdrawn during 1932, probably shortly after these views were taken. It still seems coaled up and ready for action. On the turntable is K1 class number 43, built by Sharp Stewart in 1875. The NCC had 6 of these large boilered 060s, amongst a total of only 9 of that wheel arrangement. This push-pull train is seen on the Belfast and County Down Railway, on a Belfast to Hollywood working. The control trailer is a converted steam rail motor. We remain in Belfast, but move to Great Victoria Street Station, on the Great Northern Railway, where we see the pride of the line, Peregrine, one of 5 Class V 3-cylinder compounds, brand new in this year, 1932. The class was the last product of G.T. Glover, and were numbered 83 to 87. All bore the names of birds of prey: eagle, falcon, merlin, peregrine, and kestrel. Another Glover type, a T2 class 442 tank, strides out with vintage coaches, whilst another of the same class, used for local trains and as Belfast station pilots, drifts in light engine. The GN coat of arms quoted the heraldic achievements of Londonderry, Enniskillen, Belfast, and Dublin. Its main line was the trunk route between the latter cities, the only line on which the new V's ran. Falcon has brought a train in from Dublin, and the T2 has taken the empty stock out, before Peregrine leaves with the next train for the Southern Irish capital. At this time, the Great Northern painted its locomotives black, and was unique in having the only international name lines in the British Isles. There are many tales of confusion when the two parts of Ireland ran their clocks on different times, as the commencement of summertime wasn't coordinated. Londonderry was also served by the LMS NCC, the legend seen on a horsebox at Limavady Junction. Our cameraman was returning home via the NCC, whose single-track main line ran northeast along Lough Foyle, passing through Downhill Tunnel before heading southeast to Belfast. He changed trains and headed to Larne Harbour, seen across the bay. From here he would take the LMS-owned steamer bound for Stranraer on the southwestern tip of Scotland. The LMS had inherited the steamship company in 1923, when it had absorbed all its joint owners, the NCC, Midland, LNWR, Caledonian, Glasgow and South Western, and the Portpatrick and Wigtownshire railways. As the sun went down, he no doubt thought, leaning on the railing, about the eccentricities of Irish railways, where the most northerly line is in Southern Ireland, and where a train could arrive at a station nearly an hour before it left the previous one,